Hello guys on YouTube. How you guys today? Well, you notice the product I've been working on for a couple of days now on my old Homeliet SX135 weed whacker. But you see what's on the table is it's now in pieces and bolts and everything on this table. But yeah, this is kind of a project kind of been working on. But the reason why I've been working on this project for a couple days now, guys, is yes, I did buy a new weed whacker, but this is kind of like more of a hobby. I like tinkering with stuff and taking things apart and finding out how everything works. Now, we got a lot of parts on this table, lots of parts, because when you buy a weed whacker, it's already assembled. But when you go ahead and take a weed whacker apart, this is what you're going to have on the table. Mostly a lot of parts. Well, let's go over the parts. Here's the shaft, right here. This is the starter recoil housing. This is the gas tank. This is the throttle. This is the engine crank body. This is the engine head. This is where the carburetor and muffler attaches to. This is the airbox. This is the gasket, crankcase gasket, carburetor gasket, carburetor, piston, muffler, plastic crankcase shield and housing, grass shield, gas line and filter, E3 spark plug, sitting right here, the throttle candle, the old bag of gas lines and gaskets, crank or piston head seal, muffler gasket, screws, grommets for the vibration of the gas tank, trimming head, hose clamp, bump head, ignition coil, flywheel, handle, trimming guard, and also other bunch of screws like that. But yes, this has been kind of a project I've been doing. Now, this has been clean. I've been working with it, trying to get everything clean, trying to get it all back together and stuff like that. It's a good old Homeliet weed whacker. And this bag here is the cylinder. It's been cleaned. And this bag is the crankcase piece here by itself. Here's the piston that's inside the bag. The crank gasket or crank body back of the thing that goes on the back of this is cleaned. And also the carburetor mount, it's been cleaned. Now I do have several new parts like the gaskets, the carburetor, and grass shield over there, and the airbox. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or brand new parts. And also the E3 spark plug is a brand new part, and so is the gas lines. Now the stuff were inside the Ziploc bags was the stuff I was cleaning with engine cleaner, and also some DW40. I also cleaned the piston with DW40 as well, and I also cleaned the muffler with DW40. That looks all brand new again, but it's not really brand new. It's just or dirty. Just give it a little clean. But yeah, this has been a project I've been doing for the past couple of days now, guys. Now, I hope she's going to run, because I hope when I put it all back together. But like I said, the problem is over time the gaskets leak because of the ethanol and the gas we use today, guys. Now, it only depends on how the gaskets seal. on the engine itself. It only depends on how you seal and how you don't seal right. Now, the problem is the gasket on this one is, this is the pulp heel. It's kind of like a paper seal with kind of like a lead silicone level on it. That's the same type of gasket I had on it originally, but over time they just break down and they start leaking and kind of have a mess overall. This is the gasket that goes to the carburetor, or the intake manifold though. This is the head gasket, that's the top piece. Muffler gasket's over here. It's total of 5 gaskets on this machine. It's a carburetor gasket is inside this bag, and it's total of 5 gaskets and stuff like that. The gearbox assembly is also brand new. It's been cleaning it, getting everything, going. I just hope I can get on it, and I will probably update you guys on that too when I get all put back together, well, instead of in 1,000 pieces and instead of in my room. But yeah, I mean, it's just been a hobby I've been doing for the past couple days now, guys. I mean, the reason why I like to do projects and stuff like that, well, because it's kind of like you teach yourself how to fix stuff and repair stuff. Like, I'm teaching myself on this kind of stuff. This is a 2-cycle engine, by the way. I'm not really like to work on engines that often, but this is what it looks like when it's all torn apart. When you got 1,000 bolts laying everywhere and stuff like that. And the flywheel and the coil is sitting over there. Those have been kind of fixed up and cleaned up as well. The reason why this had a leaking problem, because of the gaskets over time, the leak. And remember, the way Homeliet has built this weed whacker, he didn't use a metal shield. This is plastic. This is not metal. Over time, it's a hard plastic. It's a pretty hard plastic, but over time, what happens with the heat, the plastic will shrink, then it would expand to seal itself again. And you also have to have the gasket, make sure the gasket is in good shape, and it's also a good seal as well. But over time, the gaskets will fill, and gas and oil will start leaking out. It's not a good thing. I mean, you don't want your engine leaking on you and causing a bit more problem. But typically, you don't have to go this far to clean your engine, but this is what I did. I want to make sure I get all the carbon out of it. Now, the problem with the cylinder head, with this type of cylinder head, it's very hard to clean. Definitely on the inside, where the piston goes. That's where the piston would go inside. This is the hardest piece to clean, because when you take a lawnmower engine apart, you got your head, then you got your cylinder. Well, with a 2-cycle engine, it's only in one piece. This is the main, this is just the head. The head can be worth, buying a brand new head can be probably worth 60 to 80 bucks. Roughly about that price for a new cylinder head. And I didn't buy a new head, I just cleaned it all up, but it's all cleaned up. It goes on the crank area, crank thing. Again, muffler has been cleaned. The piston's been cleaned as well with DW40. Now, on the piston itself, you don't really need to use if you want to use a scruff pad, just be very careful not to scratch up your piston too much. You want to keep it as kind of a smooth as possible. Definitely on the sides of the piston walls or the piston hill. You want to keep those as nice and smooth. You do not want to scratch that up, because if you use a really sandpaper or anything like that, and do not use sandpaper and try to clean the carbon off the head itself. Again, you're just gonna have to use something different. You're gonna have to just use some DW40 or engine cleaner or something to break down the carbon. But yeah, I do not recommend cleaning the cylinder head or the piston with so much of sandpaper, and also the crank area with sandpaper or a scruff pad. But you can, but just be very gently, because it's on the aluminum. You can destroy it and stuff like that, and it won't fly on. But that's all I'm saying. What I cleaned the piston with is I used DW40, and I also used kind of like a paper towel, and also a little wire brush I had. It was a really fine, it was a good wire brush. It wasn't as scratchy or anything on it. And that's how I got the cylinder, the piston head completely cleaned. I did the same thing with the muffler as well. I used DW40, and also the same thing with the with that scrub pad wide brush I had. Now again, on the surface of the back of this piece has to be clean. This whole back has to be clean. It doesn't matter. This doesn't have to be cleaned down here. This whole muffler doesn't need to be clean. It's only the back where it seals. It has to be clean. I actually should have this in a bag as well, before I don't get dirt on it. But this is just the Zoc side. This is not going to hurt it. Okay. One thing you gotta take note of when you are taking your lead Wacker fault is, after you clean your head or this gaxic, or this, not gaxic, this black piece seal, the shim or whatever you want to call it, put it in the bag when you're done cleaning it. That would also keep any dirt from entering the engine as well. And that's also the same thing if you're going to buy a new carburetor or rebuild your carburetor. Now, I have a new carburetor here, completely brand new, inside the bag, not been opened, it's ill sealed, it's never been opened, never been contaminated with any potables or dust and stuff like that. The same with the gaxics, or never been opened, and the airbox, never been opened, but do check to make sure all your pieces are though. Now, the ones you don't really need to put in the bag, and I can tell you which ones you don't really need to put in the bag. You don't need to put your trimming head in the bag. Your flywheel doesn't need to go in the bag. The ignition system don't need to go in the bag. You know, this the standard all stuff you don't need to really put in the bag. It's only the internal and the external parts of the engine, like your carburetor, your muffler, your piston head, and your crankcase, and your crank and your body plastic out. You all have to go in a bag, because when it's being open like this, contaminates like dust and stuff like that can enter the engine when you're putting it back together. And try to do yourself a favor try to do this indoors or outdoors. Just make sure it's no dust on the table. Make sure you wipe the dust down completely on the table. You don't wanna enter any type of hardcore dust or hill. Because even a bit of hill like from your head, it goes in the engine. It's like sandpaper to it. It can destroy it. Also, just try to keep your hair nice and neat, or put a hat on top of your head to keep your hair from going into the engine. But that's been a good project, a very good project I've been working on. It's very, very unique to me. This is actually the first time I ever redone or rebuilt a two-cycled engine before on myself. I mean, there's a lot of YouTubers out there that can do all this on camera and put this engine all back together and stuff like that. I mean, it's a good look. It's a good experiment. It's a good way to figure out, okay, which way does the other thing go? Well, figure out on how when you take it apart, put it back together the same way you took it apart, guys. Taking it apart's the easy part. Now putting it back together is a bit more trickier, because you gotta make sure you have everything lined up even. Gotta make sure you have everything torqued down even. And yes, I may have to buy myself a torque wrench to make sure I torque the screws on the cylinder head and also on the plastic. Now, if you don't got a torque wrench, you can snug them very easily when you get them down. Just snug them, okay? Feel how tight you want them to be. Don't ever tighten them, because you will snap off the head or strip out the aluminum shreds. But yeah, I mean, she's gonna pretty good. But it might take me more of a couple of days to maybe put her back together. But I do have all of the pieces here. Every single piece is here, counted for and matched, by the way. Now, not this whole engine. Again, you don't really need to clean the whole engine. Now, that's if you have OCD like I do. If you want to clean it and give it a good clean. Alright? Now, half of these parts I did clean. No, actually, mostly 100% of the parts, 100% of these parts I did clean. But again, like some dirt, like on this shield, this shroud here, it's going to have some dirt on it. The dirt's not all going to come off because it's kind of been baked in though. But some of the dirt can come off if it's not overly pressed into the plastic. Now, does this weed whacker have a lot of plastic? The answer is going to be yes. You got a plastic gas tank, plastic throttle trigger thing, plastic shroud, non-plastic shroud, plastic guard, plastic handle, plastic throttle control system made out of all plastic, plastic cover or plastic airbox, plastic head, and a plastic bump knob. And how many plastics would that be? Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pieces of plastic is on this machine. Now, it only depends on how it's designed. Oh, they got the plastic handle, or full starter. That's actual 11. But 11, 12. It's actual 12 pieces of plastic on this motor hill. On the shot and stuff. But yeah, she's getting there, guys. Going back together the way I hope she starts when I put it together, guys. But I will probably do maybe a video about it after I get all on it and stuff. But this is a bit of an update on how's the weed whacker project been going on. Well, alright guys, leave me a comment below, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and please share this video with your own mechanic people out there. Like, subscribe, comment below, and share as well. Alright guys, peace out. I'll see you in the next vlog of this weed whacker may be put back together. Alright, bye guys.